Epstein, how did you first become friends? How did you meet? To some extent a stretch to say that as it were, we were close friends. I mean, we were friends. The situation around the royal family has changed for the worse, and this time, the fallout is harder. Andrew made an unbelievable statement, pulling Meghan, Charles, and Catherine back into a story the palace had hoped would disappear quietly. What followed was a drama that he reminds of how quickly reputations can change when the public is already watching closely. But what exactly did Andrew say, and why is the palace reacting now? Join us as we reveal how Andrew exposed Meghan and how King Charles confirmed their removal. The shocking revelation. Remember the younger brother of King Charles? Well, he's lost his royal status, but he made sure someone else was dragged into the same mess he is in. Former Prince Andrew sat in a private room on the outskirts of Windsor on a cold night in late October 2025. Just days earlier, his brother, King Charles, had stripped him of all royal titles. Andrew's face was a mix of anger and resignation as he went on with the interview that he was clearly unwilling to do. He knew he was done for, so he had to drag somebody down with him. But what he revealed was what no one expected. Leaning forward, he claimed that Meghan was hardly innocent. According to him, she was involved in some things he did, whether she liked it or not. The room was tense, as this was not just a family dispute. It was a serious scandal that could pull in people across the Atlantic. Rumors had circulated for years, but with Andrew's fall from grace, they were about to resurface. How did it come to this? And how much truth was there? The palace had always handled matters quietly, but secrets like this rarely stayed hidden. Prince Andrew's problems didn't happen overnight. Once a respected naval officer and the Queen's favorite son, his life had been tangled with Jeffrey Epstein, whose criminal network implicated many powerful figures. Court documents released over the years showed lavish parties, private jets, and questionable connections. Andrew had always denied any wrongdoing in public statements, but the pressure kept growing. In 2022, he settled a civil case with Virginia Grey, one of Epstein's accusers, for $12 million. The settlement avoided a trial, but the stain on his reputation remained. When Charles became king in 2022, he initially allowed Andrew to keep some privileges. But public outrage kept growing and new details emerged. By October 2025, with investigations from the U.S. Congress ongoing, Charles acted decisively. Buckingham Palace announced that Andrew would lose all titles and honors, becoming Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, a private citizen. He was evicted from his royal residence, his security reduced. The world reacted with shock, but within the family, it was just the beginning. Andrew's anger was obvious during the private interview. He singled out Meghan, claiming her involvement in past events. Sources say the accusation stemmed from years of tension and resentment, not random claims. The interview was arranged privately through a trusted journalist. It was supposed to be Andrew's chance to defend himself or at least vent. But when the topic turned to Epstein, he shifted focus. He spoke about overlapping social circles and high-profile events where the lines between entertainment and royalty blurred. It wasn't just me, he insisted. There were others who were there who knew what was going on. Then he mentioned Meghan. Sources claim Andrew said that before marrying Prince Harry in 2018, Meghan had crossed paths with Epstein through mutual acquaintances in Hollywood. He hinted that emails or documents could surface showing her at events, though none were verified. Some believe his claims were fueled by frustration over Harry and Meghan's departure from royal duties in 2020. The Sussexes had started a new life in California, but Andrew drew parallels between their situation and his own fall. She's seen as the victim, but we've both been pushed out, he reportedly said. To make matters worse, in August, Virginia Grey filed a lawsuit against Prince Andrew, a longtime friend of Epstein, for alleged sexual assault when she was 17. Prince Andrew's legal team has a motion to dismiss the lawsuit. If that is unsuccessful and the suit goes to trial, Grey's lawyer, David Boy, told the Daily Beast that they might call Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, to the stand because of the important knowledge she has into the inner workings of the royal family. The question is, Of all the members of the royal family, why did the lawyer single out Meghan? It really shows that there's more to the Epstein scandal than meets the eye. The journalist interviewing Andrew pressed for more details, but he stopped short, saying that more information could emerge later. When the session ended, the journalist left quietly. Soon after, news of Andrew's claims leaked, setting off a media storm, and even then, this was just the beginning. It was a tumultuous time for the British royal family as Prince Andrew's interview sent shockwaves through the nation. Both local and international media declared it the worst interview in royal history, branding it a self-destructive public relations blunder. The public was outraged at Andrew for showing blatant disregard for the victims whose lives had been shattered by the scandal. This also painted him as suspicious regarding his testimony. Meanwhile, the pressure on the royal family reached its peak as Queen Elizabeth II, a steadfast protector of monarchy's image, found herself facing a dire situation. 5 days after the interview was aired, she made an unexpected decision to strip Prince Andrew of all his military titles and royal duties, including his cherished honorary roles in the Royal Navy, Royal Air Force, and Marines. The Queen also revoked all of his royal patronages, effectively ending his presence in official activities. King Charles was equally resolute, cutting off financial support and demanding that Andrew vacate the royal lodge. In an instant, Andrew transformed from a proud prince into a common citizen. It was the first time in modern history a senior member of the British royal family faced such a complete removal, due to pressure of public opinion and scandal. But how had Meghan become entangled in Andrew's narrative? Controversial Meghan. As Meghan Markle's journey within and outside the royal family unfolded, controversies became a consistent part of her life. From her time as a working royal to her life in California, the Duchess of Sussex seemed to attract as much criticism as she did admiration. Before marrying into the royal family, Meghan Markle lived a busy life in Hollywood. She went from auditions to networking events, slowly building fame from her role on Suits. Born on August 4, 1981, in Los Angeles, Meghan grew up in a middle-class family. Her father worked as a lighting director in television, and her mother was a yoga instructor and social worker. She attended private schools, including Immaculate Heart High School, where she developed her acting skills and started engaging in charity work. By her early 20s, Meghan was navigating a tough entertainment industry, taking small roles and meeting influential people. Between 2010 and 2013, some media outlets speculated about indirect links between her and Jeffrey Epstein. Epst was known for mingling with both celebrities and royals. Reports suggested Meghan might have attended one or two parties through mutual acquaintances, though no proof ever appeared. Meghan Markle has once again found herself at the center of controversy. This time for using her HR title on a card she signed for a friend last month. Despite stepping down as a working royal in 2020, Meghan referred to herself as Her Royal Highness in a gift to James Kern-Lima, the CEO of IT Cosmetics. The gesture immediately generated intense backlash online and raised eyebrows across the UK, especially among those who feel Meghan should no longer be using the title. Her decision is believed to be deepening the growing rift between Prince Harry and the royal family. There had reportedly been an understanding that Meghan would stop using the HR style following their exit from official royal duties. However, by continuing to attach the title to her name, especially in a public gesture like a signed card, Meghan appears to be disregarding that agreement, dishonoring the British monarchy. While the couple is said to be aware of the criticism, it hasn't been easy on them, particularly for Harry. They've reportedly tried to ignore the negativity, but the judgment is still painful. Just when you thought Meghan Markle had escaped 2024's drama vortex, the internet has resurrected one of her most chaotic mini-scandals, the case of the allegedly borrowed but never returned green gown. And yes, the discourse is somehow louder, messier, and even more extra this time. The fire was reignited after Netflix dropped the trailer for With Love Meghan, holiday celebration, where the Duchess appears wearing a stunning emerald off-shoulder galvan gown worth $695. Fans immediately gasped in unison because they recognized the dress. It is the very same gown she wore during her 2022 Variety photo shoot. Cue internet sleuths sharpening their claws. This all began when journalist Vanessa Grigoriadis casually dropped a bomb on the Heretics podcast last year. She suggested that Meghan had a habit of taking a lot of stuff home after shoots, She went on to express shock that someone living in a multi-million-dollar monarch mansion with 9-figure deals would even bother pocketing jewelry or gowns. Her comment made the headlines, then eventually faded away, but the Netflix trailer brought the conversation roaring back to life. Suddenly, fans wondered, did Meghan really take the green gown without asking? A source even told a news channel that the dress had simply gone missing after the 2022 shoot, implying Meghan took it home in silence. The narrative practically wrote itself. Meghan's reps were having none of it. They said that any insinuation of her sneaking items away was completely false, stressing that anything kept was done with full transparency and proper agreements. In other words, she did not steal Beyoncé's Renaissance wardrobe energy. A source close to Meghan doubled down, explaining that high-profile celebrities often keep garments to prevent unauthorized resale, and that it is standard practice. Another insider added that royal protocol meant many of Meghan's looks were archived rather than returned. Meanwhile, back to the current situation, Andrew was already deep in Epstein's network, attending his properties and appearing in photographs that would later cause scandal. The worlds of Hollywood and royalty seemed far apart, but Epstein's connections bridged them. When Meghan met Harry in 2016, her past came under scrutiny, but nothing substantial surfaced. After Andrew's private admission in late 2025, old rumors resurfaced. People wondered whether it was jealousy or if some truth had been overlooked. The palace prepared for fallout, but what did the king really do? The king's decision. Attention soon turned to King Charles, the monarch, who had been dealing with cancer treatment since 2024, had handled family scandals carefully over the years. Publicly, he was clear stripping Andrew of his titles was necessary to protect the monarchy's integrity. Privately, sources say Charles struggled with the decision. Andrew was his brother, and it weighed heavily on him. When asked about Meghan and follow-up discussions, Charles reportedly confirmed a wider cleanup within the family. Both Meghan and Andrew had been sidelined at the height of the Epstein scandal around 2019 to 2021. Without a formal statement, press briefing, or public announcement, the British royal family has made a bold but quiet move, approving the removal of Meghan Markle's HR title. While headlines have focused on palace drama and Andrew's scandal for years, this step was quite different. It was silent and calculated, exactly how the monarchy often handles matters it finds too messy for the spotlight. Harry and Meghan, who were once the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, representing the crown on official duties, have long since stepped away from royal life. Since their move to California in 2020, they've walked a rather complicated path, one filled with interviews, Netflix deals, memoirs, and public tension with their own royal family. While it is true that they still hold their Sussex titles, their use of the His and Her Royal Highness style was already paused. Now it seems that pause may quietly turn into a full stop. Insiders say King Charles has given Prince William the go-ahead to remove the titles officially when the time is right. That is, when William becomes king. This move does not mean a sudden stripping of honors, but it sends a signal that the royal family is ready to act if needed. According to sources close to the palace, secret meetings have taken place behind closed doors. Discussions have reportedly focused on how to handle the situation without making things worse in the eyes of the public. But why the silence? Well, it comes down to image. King Charles is said to be deeply aware of how the monarchy is perceived. Public backlash is a concern, especially in a time when the royal family is already under a microscope. Acting against Prince Harry and Meghan too aggressively could be seen as cold or spiteful. Instead, this quiet sanction seems like a warning shot. The family is prepared but not eager to take further steps if they believe the Sussexes cross the line again. Interestingly, however, this isn't just about family ties. It's also about tradition, reputation, and power. The HR titles carry a lot of weight. Losing them sends a clear message that someone is no longer part of the royal machine. The fact that senior royals support this behind the scenes shows there's a shared view among them. Harry and Meghan's current path is far from the one expected of royals. For now, nothing official has been published. No public ceremony, no headlines from the palace, just whispers. But those whispers are loud enough to make a great statement. The royal family has drawn a line, and though it has not been shouted from the balcony of Buckingham Palace, it's pretty clear the door to royal privilege may be closing, and this time it might be locked. But what really led the Duke and Duchess of Sussex to this moment? Charles considered this purge essential. removing Meghan and Andrew from their positions, he said in a private meeting, was the correct move. He also expressed full confidence in Catherine and William, praising their judgment and loyalty. This endorsement marked a major shift, giving the Prince and Princess of Wales unprecedented influence. Linking Meghan and Andrew in this way may have been a strategy to consolidate power amid uncertainty. Charles' statement sent a clear signal to the family. William, aware of the risks Andrew posed, had long pushed for stricter action, while Catherine supported him quietly, focusing on family stability. Together, they became the face of a modern, responsible monarchy, promoting mental health, early childhood education, and environmental projects. Charles's decision effectively handed them the power to guide palace decisions, from public events to internal reforms. But is there a chance that William may not succeed his father, the obvious successor? In the days following Andrew's interview, William and Catherine met with the king at Balmoral, discussing strategies to weather the storm. "We must move forward united," William urged, his voice steady. Catherine nodded, adding, "The public needs to see strength, not division." As the meeting adjourned, the trio stood on the castle's balcony overlooking the misty highlands. It was a symbolic moment, the old guard passing the torch. It's obvious that the king has made peace with the fact that William and Kate have solidified their status as the next monarchs of Great Britain. William has embodied the character of a future king, but it appears many people don't understand how solid his claim is. Let's take a look. Prince William of Wales is the elder son of King Charles Roman III and Princess Diana, and for this reason, the prince stands as the next in line to the illustrious British throne. His life has been a public spectacle since he was born, navigating through the highly publicized divorce of his parents in 1996 and the devastating loss of his mother the following year during his teenage years. After completing his college education in 2005, the prince dedicated over 7 years to military service. He broke the royal tradition by becoming the first British royal heir to hold a job in the private sector, serving as a dedicated pilot. His title as the Prince of Wales aside, he is also the Duke of Cambridge. He shifted his focus once more in 2017, dedicating his efforts to his royal responsibilities and extensive philanthropic endeavors. It was in September 2022 that his role evolved significantly when he was named the Prince of Wales. Following the death of his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth Roman II, and his father's ascension to the throne. As mentioned before, the prince is happily married to his college sweetheart, Kate Middleton, and together they have 3 children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. Not many people know the prince's name except for the widely known William. At birth, he was named William Arthur Philip Louis, and his birth was on June 21, 1982 in London, England. He has been a prominent member of the British royal family since birth. As the elder son of the current monarch, King Charles Roman III, and the late Diana, Princess of Wales, he holds the distinction of being the 3rd grandchild of Queen Elizabeth Roman II and Prince Philip. William adopted the surname Wales in school and during his military service, reflecting his father's title as the Prince of Wales at the time. His alternative surname options included William Windsor, aligning with the royal house of Windsor, William Mountbatten Windsor, incorporating his grandmother Queen Elizabeth's decision to include her husband's surname Mountbatten. However, it's been the tradition that royal family members typically refrain from using last names. Over the years, William's royal journey has seen him acquire numerous titles. In 2008, he was honored as a Royal Knight Companion of the Most Noble Order of the Garter. On his wedding day to Kate Middleton, Queen Elizabeth bestowed upon him the titles Duke of Cambridge, Earl of Strathern, and Baron Carrickfergus, all of which he still retains today. Following the death of his grandmother in September 2022, William's father ascended to the throne and became King Charles Roman III, thus making William the new heir in waiting. Consequently, William became the Duke of Cornwall, overseeing the Duchy of Cornwall, a vast estate valued at over £1 billion as of March 2023. Although the Dutch cannot be sold, its income directly benefits the heir, with reported profits of £24 million for 2022 and 2023. That's not all. In Scotland, William is also recognized as the Duke of Rothay. However, he did not automatically inherit the title of Prince of Wales upon Queen Elizabeth Roman II's passing, as this title must be conferred by the reigning monarch. So on September 9, 2022, King Charles formally named William the Prince of Wales, bestowing upon him the illustrious official title of His Royal Highness, Prince William of Wales. Now that it is understood that William has a strong claim to the throne, what about Catherine? Has she paid her dues, or she's just the wife of the future king? Catherine, Princess of Wales. Right now, Catherine's full-time job is to serve as the Princess of Wales, her royal title since September 2022. However, after she graduated from college and before she married William, she worked in other endeavors. It should be noted that previously, as the girlfriend of the prince, finding a job was quite a hassle. The position had to be considered respectable by the royal family, while also allowing Kate the flexibility to take off at a moment's notice to be with the prince. She finally found an acceptable position in November 2006 as an assistant accessories buyer with the British clothing chain Jigsaw in London. Reports later came that she left the company to study portrait photography. It was revealed that Kate had been working on plans to start a new bakery business with her brother James, who ran the Cake Kit company. The business had the goal of encouraging kids to cook and making it easier to bake party cakes. Anyway, it should be noted that Catherine's credibility is not dependent on her husband's. She has been involved with charity work both before and after her marriage. In 2007, she curated a photography exhibition to mark the book launch of Time to Reflect by Alastair Morrison to raise funds for UNICEF. Then she visited Naomi's House Hospice in 2008, where she spent time with children. Later that same year, she organized a 1980s-themed roller disco fundraiser, which raised $100,000 split between Oxford Children's Hospital and the mental health charity Place to Be. While working for her parents' company, she began organizing events for the Starlight Children's Foundation, which helps terminally ill youth. She also helped coordinate the Boodles Boxing Ball, which raised money for the charity. She didn't immediately become the Princess of Wales upon her marriage in April 2011, but she became a Princess of the United Kingdom, as well as Duchess of Cambridge, Countess of Strathearn, and Baroness Carrickfergus. She also received the style of Royal Highness. She was formerly known as Her Royal Highness of the Duchess of Cambridge, except in Scotland, where she was instead called Her Royal Highness, the Countess of Strathearn. After Queen Elizabeth Roman II died on the 8th of September 2022, and Catherine's father-in-law succeeded Charles Roman III, she became the Duchess of Cornwall and Duchess of Rothay. Thus, she was briefly referred to by the title Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Cornwall and Cambridge. It was the following day, on 9 September 2022, when the King announced William's appointment as Prince of Wales and Earl of Chester, that Catherine was made Princess of Wales and Countess of Chester. She has since been known as Her Royal Highness the Princess of Wales and as Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Rothay in Scotland. Concerning her honors, Catherine is a Dame Grand Cross of the Royal Victorian Order, GCVO, a Royal Companion of the Order of the Companions of Honor, CH, and a recipient of the Royal Family Order of Queen Elizabeth Roman II. So, yes, Kate Middleton has paid her dues and won't become the people's queen merely because she's the wife of the king. She has earned her place in the heart of the British people. But there was something that raised questions on whether Catherine could rule alongside William. The fate of the future queen. It is no news that the Princess of Wales was hospitalized for 13 days after successfully undergoing a planned abdominal surgery on June 16, 2024 in London. As people were already beginning to speculate that the princess was done for, Kensington Palace released a statement stating that Catherine wouldn't return to public duties until after Easter. This seemed to add more credibility to the speculations. In the statement, it was said how she hoped the public would understand her desire to maintain as much normality for her children as possible, and her wish that her personal medical information remain private. Despite this notice from the Princess of Wales, the thing is that the princess had not been seen for a while. So despite that notice, her absence sparked a furore on the internet as royal fans continued to speculate on what her abdominal surgery was for, and why she had been out of the spotlight for so long. Paparazzi were only able to get pictures of the princess since her most recent public appearance on Christmas Day, 2023. Catherine was seen in a car with her mother in early March, then leaving Windsor Castle with Prince William on March 11th. On the same day, she issued a rare personal apology for editing a photo with her children that Kensington Palace had released in honor of Mother's Day in the United Kingdom. News agencies around the world retracted the photo's distribution after discovering the picture had been manipulated. Sometimes speculations don't die until the object of the speculations does something. So on. March 22nd, Catherine ended the speculation about her whereabouts with a short video which she uploaded on the social media site X. She explained that at the time of her surgery, it was thought that her condition was non-cancerous. However, tests after the operation found that cancer had been present. She also revealed that she is in the early stages of preventive chemotherapy for her unspecified form of cancer. As a result of her ongoing treatment, Kensington Palace shared in March that the princess will return to official duties when she is cleared to do so by her medical team. Prince William, displaying his affection for his wife, briefly suspended his public duties during his wife's hospitalization and initial surgical recovery. The British line of succession to the throne is hereditary, just as King Charles Roman III ascended after his mother, Queen Elizabeth. Catherine's husband is the next king in waiting, and with him, Kate the Queen. As Meghan continued to forge her path in California, the royal family faced the daunting task of maintaining its relevance in a world that increasingly questioned its purpose. Whether Meghan's controversies would ultimately lead to lasting change or further division remained to be seen. For now, there's no doubting the fact that she's lost her place. While Catherine, on the other hand, stepped up. Was Meghan really involved in the Epstein scandal, and does she have a chance to return to royal life? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.